Now, I'm a big believer in free speech, but if there's one person out there who does make me want to rethink that a bit, it's Kanye West. It's just quite sad, isn't it? The guy was a great musician once upon a time. Now he's just a big weirdo. And that's putting it politely. A lot more politely than he would put it. So Kanye has purchased a Super Bowl advert for the tune of millions and millions of dollars. And this is what it looks like.
What's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth. So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone. Go to Yeezy.com.
And when you go to Yeezy.com, this is what shows up. Just a plain white shirt with a Nazi swastika on it. How much are they? £17. It's fairly cheap. I'll give them that. Value for money. If this is like album promo, it's the worst of all time. I know he likes to do anything he can to just flip out, just shot wall, but this isn't cool, man. Like, it's just fucking weird. He's acting like people are mad offended by the swastika in 2025. Like, most people, kids today, they don't even know what the fuck that thing is, half of them. You're showing your age of it, Kanye. How old is he? 47 years old. Yeah, this is sort of like a dad's idea of what's going to be controversial. Oh, the Nazi sign. Half the kids today don't even know what the fuck happened in World War II, bro. In case you don't know, there was this guy called Hitler, had a bit of an idea to take over a lot of the world, and we defeated him. And they did some nasty things to particularly the Jews. And obviously we've heard Kanye's opinion of Jewish people before, and we'll get into that today, unfortunately, because he's been on Twitter. And Kanye and Twitter, they go together like a baby and a bomb detonator. You just wouldn't trust it, would you? And you shouldn't. Just to be clear, if you're a parent out there. And part of the reason I think that this is just all him trying to get attention is Kendrick Lamar was the halftime Super Bowl show, and he's been mentioning, like, I'm going to be winning all the Grammys. I'm going to be performing the Super Bowl show next year. I think he just hates seeing other rappers win. Like, that's why he was jealous of Drake for fucking a decade. And he's just trying to make any noise he can. And unfortunately, he used to do that by making good records. Now it's just being a dickhead. Or making his wife go out in the street bollocks naked. In case you missed that, here she is. We'll blur this bit out. Of her, and he is obviously, I can't lie, she's a good looking woman. They're pretty nice. But you don't need everyone to see them. That's the thing about being Kanye, is it should be all for you, right? Like, why would you want the world to look at your wife's tits? Most men are the opposite of Kanye. Kanye, before his wife leaves the house, he's like, you got another thing coming. If you think you're going out there with that many clothes on, get that off. He's just back to front, isn't he? You're not leaving this house unless I can see your nipples, right? And then came the tweet, which started off with a free puff. Block capitals there. Everything's in block capitals, pretty much. Everything seems like he's shouting. I don't know if he is or he isn't. But Free Puffy, have you heard the accusations, lad? There's a lot of evidence, you know. They don't just lock you in a cage without having a conviction yet because they think, yeah, he's probably innocent. Do you know what I'm saying? There's so many accusations, it's unbelievable. And they've literally raided his house and got video footage of him getting up to a lot of this shit. So probably want to shut your fucking mouth on that one. All these celebrities N-word and bitches is pussy. Y'all, I watch our brother rot and never say shit. Yeah, because they know he's guilty. They were at the parties. They've seen what he got up to. He was drugging girls, for fuck's sake. We've seen him slap the shit out of his ex on fucking CCTV, bro. What the fuck are you thinking? I think he just loves going against the grain. Anything that people are saying, he wants to go the complete opposite way. Fuck all that woke shit. I mean, I actually agree with him on that one. We all watch them try to cancel Chris Brown and ain't nobody do nothing. I was pussy then too. Chris Brown, it's till the wheels fall off. We cancelled him because he beat the shit out of Rihanna, mate. I think he literally bit her on the face. That's fair. Cancellations can be harsh. That one, pretty good. We got that one right. Slavery is a choice. His words, not mine. This is a man who has a lot of black supporters, yeah. Come on. And he's losing them by the second. He then says he's going to sell a Sean John, which is P. Diddy's clothing label, collaboration that me and my brother spoke about before they locked him up, and we're splitting the profits 50-50. It won't do him any good. What part of him being in jail do you not understand? You can make as much money as you want from him. He's fucked, mate. Puff get one call a morning. That's how jail works. Yeah, that's pretty standard. Why are you feeling sorry for this, like, rapist. What the fuck are we doing, man? Just for clarity, they're trying to make an example out of Puff. Me and my brother had our issues, but these white people trying to use Puff to scare N-word. I'm neither scared nor brave. This just me. The fact that he's saying they're trying to make an example and he's talking about being scared in some way, it's kind of a known thing from what I've heard in the industry that this man also had his little freak-offs of his own. Maybe Kanye might be getting got at some point. Who knows? And this is him like trying to come to defend Puffy before he himself ends up on the chopping block. Whoever's after Puff, we got to find out exactly who they are. Okay, cool. Play off the grid. I mean, it's the police, mate. 911. Puff, we love you. Said no one ever at this point, other than his family members, maybe. I'm never apologizing for my Jewish comments. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say forever. Where's my fucking apology for freezing my account? Suck my dick. How's that for an apology? They froze his accounts after his last sort of mental breakdown where he had a go at the Jews. He's gaslighting a bit there because you did the bad thing first. If you'd not been a nasty piece of shit yourself, bad things wouldn't have come back to you. That's how this works, yeah? Life, by the way. You put out shitty energy, you get shitty energy back. Sometimes just being a nice person, you wouldn't get your fucking accounts froze, would you, mate? Anybody who work for me that don't agree, fuck you, quit. You're most likely charging too much anyway. He's probably not a good boss. I've seen moments of him on camera where he's just going crazy at people who work for him, like, get out the fucking room if you disagree with me. He's a nightmare, which is why, like, I look at his wife, like, parading around naked, and I think to myself, like, do you really want to be with him, or are you just here for the cash and sort of suffering through it? Probably the latter. I have dominion over my wife. This ain't no woke-ass feminine shit. She's with a billionaire. Why would she listen to any of you dumbass broke bitches? People say the red carpet look wasn't her decision. Yes, I don't make her do nothing she doesn't want to do, but she definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without my approval. You stupid-ass woke pawns. I have no respect or empathy for anyone living, because no one living can fuck with me. But I do love some people, and I give them favour. It's been leaked by some of her friends that she didn't really want to do that necessarily, but I think she understands she's got to keep him happy, and him wanting attention is part of the Kanye relationship, and he knows how to get it in the media using nudity. He learned from the master in Kim Kardashian. But that being said, there's ways of doing it in a slightly more tasteful fucking manner than having your flaps out. Is there not? With Kanye, everything right now is at its most extreme, right? It's not like, oh, let's wear a revealing dress to get some attention. Let's say some controversial shit. It's like, no, let's go nudity. Let's go full Nazi. And it's desperate, man. And desperation is never cool. You used to make good music. You used to not have to beg for attention. Do you know what I mean? It's desperate. My support from Puffy is completely selfish. I need to find whoever has been trying to out black moguls. Just to be clear, Kanye, it's not because they're black moguls that this is happening. It's because they've been accused by dozens and dozens of people of rape and many other things for that matter. If you've been doing that too, you're not going to get gotten because you happen to be a black mogul. It's because of what you did. You get it? I tour for the money. I'd rather be playing Last of Us Part 1 and 2, which was made by Jewish people. Good job. Thank you. See, at least he gives them some credit. Performing is quite energy draining, I would imagine. So yeah, I get him on that one. That makes sense. And it was a great game. I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs. He's clearly taken the piss here, you'd think. Partly, he said what he wants, and now he's trying to go, am I fucking with you? Am I not? Am I joking? Am I not? He's blurring the lines here to not take full responsibility for some of the things he says. I love Hitler. Now what, bitches? Said Kanye West, just to be clear. He's basically saying, I can say whatever I want and you can't do anything to me. Point made. But equally, Kanye West is someone who really needed a good arse kicking a lot more regularly in life. And sometimes when people get away with not getting one of those, they act like this. And that's the problem. He just needs a stiff bang in the face. If anything ever happened to Kanye after this, I'd just have no sympathy at all. I really wouldn't. Because when you behave like a wanker, you chat shit, you get banged. I'm a Nazi. I say whatever the fuck I want, pussies. You're a 47-year-old man tweeting from the safety of your home. Who's the pussy here? Who, by his own admission, wants to sit in the house eating Doritos playing The Last of Us? I don't mind The Last of Us either. But, like, you're a billionaire and yet your lifestyle is like a 14-year-old child, mate. Just wiping the Dorito dust off of your fingertips as you're tweeting this nonsense. All white people are racist. This guy is just such an idiot. They buy your records, you muppet. They've bought all of your merch. You literally would not be this rich without them, you fucking idiot. Elon stole my Nazi swag at the inauguration. Yo, my guy. Get your own third rail. Nazi swag. Can he perform again after all of that? Like, would people still buy his tickets to see him? Would they still cheer him like that? Let me know in the comments. Surely people think he's a fucking dickhead. I love when Jewish people come to me and say they can't work with me anymore. It's my fave. What the fuck, man? If you see anyone around me, know that they are providing a service. Friends are for kids. We already knew that. There's no possible way any of your friends could stand you unless they were on the payroll. So we were absolutely in full knowledge of that. Don't worry. We've seen how Jay-Z and Beyonce got you the fuck away from them, and anyone else with some self-respect has probably done the same thing. And I don't give a fuck, by the way, that this guy is bipolar and mental health and all of that. I don't give a fuck. He chooses to not take his medication by his own admission. He chooses to say horrible, nasty shit like this. Being mentally ill doesn't automatically make you a nasty piece of shit. This is who he is. And he basically was this person for years and years as he was on the come up. But you only find out who someone really is when they reach that peak of power where they don't need anyone anymore. That's when they reveal themselves. And all of this shit is him doing that. I can say Jew as much as I want. I can say Hitler as much as I want. Matter of fact, I do say it when I want. He's like a 12-year-old. No one gives a shit, actually. Do you know what I mean? Like, honestly. I'm hands down better at music than anyone ever. I'ma get there with clothing and then with homes and cities, and I'ma talk my shit the entire time. It's really weird when people in their ego can get out of control and start thinking, I am a god. No, you made some decent shoes, man. He compares himself to Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs made something that's in our hands all day, every day. It's a fundamental part of human life now. He wasn't a god, and he did way more than Kanye West will ever achieve in his life. You made a brand of shoes that people wore a lot for about a year, and then we never seen them again, pretty much. What the fuck are we talking about here? Hitler was so fresh. I mean, was he? I've got to be honest, I wouldn't say that comb over and the tash there is fresh. The jacket's decent. If we're going to give him, you know, any credit. He's no Winston Churchill. What, Winston? You're not familiar with his game? Check them out. Check them out. And now, a word from our sponsors. Everyone online needs a VPN, not only to be safe and secure, but also to get access to some sweet, sweet content. And that is where Surfshark comes in, because a VPN is basically like wearing a pair of trousers outside. All the stuff that you want to keep private stays private. And Surfshark helps keep your whole online activity encrypted so you can browse privately. And you can block ads and travel the world in one click. And say, for example, you're in the UK, you want to watch the 3 p.m. football on a Saturday, but you can't in the UK. But in Spain and America and other countries like that, you can. And that doesn't just apply to sport. You can change your Netflix location to get better Netflix, or watch things like Hulu and other content from America. And another big help is when you're out and about, if you want to do online banking and you're on a public network, anyone can snoop and have a look at what you're up to. But when you use Surfshark, you can mask your IP so all your traffic is encrypted, which means your personal info stays personal to you. I use Surfshark for all my devices and only on one subscription. You can log into as many as you want, and they have 24/7 support if you need any help. And if you want to get Surfshark, you can click the link in the description or use the QR code on the screen now. And you can get 4 months extra of Surfshark for an unbeatable price. And the best bit is they give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no risk in trying it out. Just click the link in the description below now. Go to surfshark.com/Geordie for 4 months extra of Surfshark at an unbeatable price. So big thanks to Surfshark for the security and that sweet content, but for now, enjoy the video. Call me Yadolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler. What the fuck? And your bitch still wants to fuck. Kim literally dumped your dirty ass on the street, bro. The greatest, most beautiful woman of your entire life wants fuck all to do with you, mate. And I honestly wonder if his treatment of women since then, particularly the latest one, Bianca, his humiliation of her and or whatever, is sort of some sort of get back where he's punishing the women of his future life as a way of taking his anger out on the way Kim left him. Potentially, because she looks just like, well, very similar to her. And yet, he makes her suck him off in public. Do we remember this? Here they are in beautiful Venice, which, I mean, what better to do in Venice than go on a little gondola ride, see the sights, or you're husband's crotch. She found out as she was giving him head, and Kanye, 47-year-old Kanye, has his arse out in public. You've got kids, mate. That's another thing that I haven't really touched on here. When you're saying all this shit, your kids have to go to school, and even in those posh rich schools where everyone's parents are weird as fuck, you're still the weirdest parent of them all. How will they not be bullied because of this? Anyone who called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is dumb and lame. Yeah, she's been dressing this way for 2 years. Now all of a sudden it's a stunt. Every single bitch on their planet wish they had her bravery. I mean, brave. Firemen are brave. Walking around naked is just like exhibitionism. Like, it's attention whoring. It ain't brave. Brave is not a word that should be associated with walking out. Basically, indecent exposure. If a man did that, he'd be locked up. But oh no, when a woman does it, she's so brave. She is. What a little trooper. There are a lot of things that had to happen to converge for this moment to happen. Mate, you just told her to wear a dress that was see-through, bro. This guy is so in love with himself that anything he does is 10 million times better in his own mind than what it was in reality. Yeah, you got people snapping photographs at a pair of tits. It's pretty easy to do in Hollywood. I used to be broke. Now I can't relate to brokenness, and I don't want to. I'm happily out of touch. He's making out like he's got such a better life than everyone else, and yet here he is on Twitter at 47 as a billionaire, just trying to piss as many people off as possible. Are those the actions of someone who's really content with their life? I don't feel like it. Go and look at your wife's tits, mate. Like, do something productive. That's not really productive. Now, at some point in the middle of all of this, there's a video released of Kodak Black, who's a friend of Kanye's, not looking so good in the middle of the street, which caused Kanye to react.
They're recording the wrong thing. Take a seat next to him. Take a seat next to him. Enjoy that food. Enjoy that. Take a seat next to him, brother.
So as you can see, he's off his face, and Kanye did a video responding to it. And this is where we get a sense of how manic is Kanye, how is he talking while he's tweeting all of this nonsense out.
I know y'all thinking I'm going through something right now, and I got bags under my eyes and shit.
By the way, the bags under his eyes, classic bipolar manic episode. Thoughts racing, constantly awake for hours and hours on end, causing him to probably do a lot of this shit. At least he has some self-awareness about that.
Oh, a video of Kodak, and I wouldn't want nobody to like do an intervention on me. That's why I want to put this video up, because y'all might think, oh man, Ye really going through right now. Somebody need to go get him, or yo, go take his Twitter and stuff like that. But I'm just telling you calmly that I am in a good space.
He says as he can't make eye contact with the camera, which obviously would insinuate how truthful he's being. He can't even look at himself in the camera. He also looks like he hasn't shaved in a while, isn't sleeping very well. There's not a lot of self-care going on with this man right now. But he's in a good space. He's in a good space.
I'm really in a positive space. It's cathartic. I got my ideas out.
I got my ideas out. I don't think you've been tweeting any ideas. It's just statements to piss people off. There's no, that's a good idea, let's follow up on that. No, there's nothing like that on his Twitter. It's just statements to piss people off.
It was worth everything to do that. So let's start there. Now, I've seen this video of my brother Kodak, and I feel a call, and he's actually wearing this Donda chain. And it's not just because he's wearing a chain, but it's like how he's sitting here wearing this chain unless something's saying to go and get my brother. And I thought about it before. I was like, man, I should go down to Miami. Maybe I could be the person that could make a difference. And that's what I'm about to do right now.
He looks fucked. And the fact that he's saying this is cathartic, being an arsehole, that's all. He knows he's being an arsehole. There's nothing cathartic about just being an arsehole to everyone. I channeled Andrew Tate on a few of these tweets. No shit, bro. I gotta give Elon his flowers for allowing my fuckery. It's a whole new world. I gotta say Elon's a real N-word for this. I bet you Elon Musk is somewhere going, oh my God, shut the fuck up, Kanye. And this is where the freedom of speech thing that's on Twitter, which I think is generally healthy, because there's far more covered up when you don't have that freedom of speech. There's far more corruption and like underhanded white collar crime going on and censorship in order to stop like the truth coming out when we didn't have a Twitter like this. However, this is the negative side of it. People can be the biggest wankers possible and you can't really stop them. Fat bitches are sex offenders. I see them and I'm sexually offended. Making lingerie for fat bitches is like giving knives to little kids. They're gonna hurt somebody. If you find yourself in a fat bitch pussy, remember, it's cause you're broke. Kanye is acting like he is the most perfect body, beautiful Greek god. The guy is like 5'7", and, you know, an average dude, you know, in every way aside from his talent and music that's created all this money for him. If he didn't have that, who do you think Kanye would be having sex with? Probably not the women he's with now. I think that's fair to say. I think that that level of insecurity is probably deep within him, which is why he lashes out at fat women. Again, he's just trying to hurt as many people as possible here because he himself is so fucked up inside. You got to kind of pity him for that, because what we'd all love is to have as much money as Kanye West. And imagine you get that much money and you're still so like miserable inside that you just want to hurt other people unnecessarily. Banter's one thing, but this is just him being a dick. My sales doubled since last night. Damn, the world must be racist, like me. This is the saddest thing about it, is there's one thing that he is right about, and that is that there is no repercussions for him. He can just say this shit and get away with it. He has that fuck you money, so he can live like a total arsehole unless someone gets a hold of him. If he got the shit kicked out of him, I'd say fair dues, really. He deserved it. None of us could say, oh, that's a shame. Let's wire that jaw shut one more time, please, because I think we could all do with a bit of peace and quiet. Then broke ass N-word be like, oh, you go and hide behind your bodyguard? And I'm like, I'm not hiding. I'm visibly standing behind N-word I pay to protect me and my family. Here's the thing about having security though, Kanye. Let me just explain how it works. You're not supposed to put them in front of you and then antagonize everyone to then make them have to work harder. Your security are not thanking you. They're probably putting on a bulletproof vest as we speak, because crazy people will do stuff to get back at you. The way he's like, well, I'm visibly standing behind my bodyguard. Yeah, because you won't answer for the things that you're saying like a man should. You are not a man when you're hiding behind other men. They're men. You're a pussy, bro. That's exactly what you are. But he knows he'd get the shit kicked out of him. But it's the fact that he's trying to like be some sort of like, I'm still manly. No, you're not. No, you're not. When you need security guards to go anywhere, that ain't a good look. And look, sometimes celebrities are busy places, but people like him, they need security guards just to take their kids to school, right? They're frightened of everyone. Puffy is a way better dad than my dad and a way better dad than me. When you're putting Puff over you, that's when you know you're a pretty low-life piece of shit. His kids now have to deny that he is a sex offender. So what are you? And along the way, Kanye started posting videos like this, which, you know, if you could see, and I'm sure some of you did, were just women gagging on penis. And like really a lot of porn was posted by Kanye as a way of expressing himself, apparently. This man has children, man. Like who could follow him so easily and say all of this so easily. And he doesn't give a fuck about them. If you even loved your kids to a minimal extent, you wouldn't want to do that. One of his daughters is on TikTok, for fuck's sake. So it's not like they're not accessing the internet. And then after a whole bunch of porn, he tweets out, I'm logging out of Twitter. I appreciate Elon for allowing me to vent. It's been a very cathartic to use the world as a sounding board. It was like an ayahuasca trip. Love to all of you who gave me your energy and attention. Till we connect again. Good afternoon and good night. And this is a very long and winding road that we've come to the end of, in my opinion, with Kanye. And you could argue that the start of it was when his mother died. And he's really never been that same nice guy since, because he probably had shame when his mother was alive, right? He didn't want to disappoint her or upset her. And with her passing, the real piece of shit that he can be sometimes has been allowed to flourish, unfortunately. I don't really have sympathy for that, because that's just not an excuse, you know? My mother died and I went to a really dark place and had a lot of sadness and self-destructive behavior. But there's a limit, man. And he has crossed the line to such a degree that I just have no sympathy for him anymore. And the fact is, the guy doesn't make good music anymore. There's no reason to really pay attention to him anymore. And I think that that's the way we solve the Kanye problem now, is by just turning our back on him. And I know people are always going to give him a certain level of attention, but with every time he does this, it's less and less shocking and more boring. And I think that that's the worst thing you could ever accuse Kanye of being. But he's gone to such degrees to try and shock people that there's nowhere left to go. ago. And now we're just yawning and saying, grow up, old man. Fuck me, mate. You're nearly 50. Get a grip. So let me know in the comments below. Are you really offended, or are you more where I am, where you're just bored of this whole thing of this guy and ready to just ignore the fucker for the rest of his life? Because that's where I am. Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe to the True Geordie YouTube channel. Obviously, I don't fucking agree with anything he says. If I have to say that, I'm just saying that just in case. Because I know anyone can fucking take things out of context in this day and age. The guy's a wanker. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.